Hello, this is Andreas reporting live, recording about magplus, jumpto, making slideshows and also simple animations. First off, I'll show how to jump to the top. Click on an object you've created. It needs to be on page 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, I don't care. Click on an object you've created and then choose object type. The object type, choose the designed object panel, that's what I mean. And then inside of this object panel, down in the area at the bottom, there's an area called add link. And you'll just click that area and you'll select how much space the hotspot will take out. You know, that's where is the area you need to click in order for it to jump. So perhaps right now it's taking too much space at the bottom. Perhaps it only needs to be the area where the text is actually in. So that's the hotspot that I'm clicking with my finger in order for it to work. Yep. After that, I'll just, choose inside the one called hotspot type. I'll choose for it not to be a link, but instead to be a jump link. And see, inside this area where you can write Earl, you can actually write all kinds of weird stuff about where it's supposed to jump into your file. If you just write / once, it actually goes to the top of page 1. That's the indicator for page 1. Go to page 1. It's just a /. And then you can examine on magplus' own homepage what the other codes for other things will be. So in this case it's /. And so let's see if it's actually working. So I'll just click to save this file. You always need to save. And then I'll go to my designed vertical and I'll click fast review. And I'll go to my mirrored image. It's receiving the MIP file right now. And then I'll flip to page 3. And you notice actually that my page, when I go to it, is black or gray. That's because we've set the background color of our document, if we're not using a picture, to be dark. But okay, you can barely see it, but it's there, the jump to top. If I click on it, hello. Oh, finally it works. Okay, you saw it jump to. For some reason it was reacting really slowly. I'll try again. Click. Come on. That's really weird. I have to click 4 times. Okay, that's not common. But you saw that it's working. It's jumping to the top of the page. Slow reacting. I'll just, put something behind it all. I'll make an orange layout. That makes me happy. Just be sure that it's located on the right layer. Whoops, here we go. Behind everything else. Okay, so I'll just, you saw that it works, so that's how to create a jump to top. Next off, we'll create an animation with this text right here. To create animations inside of magplus, what you need to do, and this is simple animations, what you will do is you'll actually go to your object states panel and that's located in window interactive object states. Window interactive object states. And I've already included mine inside of the panels to the right. Notice that all these objects, in order for them to remain transparent, I've actually put them on. I've put them on the layer called B-slides pinned blocks. Since this is going to be flat pictures for my my slideshow, I might as well have put that on my B-slides main content. Yeah, so it does not preserve transparency.
So it should be the other one.
Well, it really doesn't matter that much, except that it will expect that there's transparency in it if you put it on pinned blocks, whereas if you put it on the main content layer, it will take it as if it's gonna be a flat object, like a JPEG file, for example. So that's also gonna render the pictures to take out less space on your computer. Okay, so we'll create this animation with the text up here, the world version 2.1, and inside of the object states, I'll be creating a new state, and I can create that state by just clicking at this small icon inside of object states. I need to have something selected, so I had selected my text box alone, and then inside of object states, I'll click this small icon, new state. You can also do it from the menu. Just this one called new state. Okay, so what it does is actually it creates two copies of itself. In order for it to be an object state that consists, it's also called a multi-state object. In order for it to be a multi-state object, it needs to, contain more than just one page. So that's why it creates a copy of itself. And actually, I would like it to create even more copies of itself, or at least just create more states. So I'll just call this state 3. And then we'll notice that we have now 3 states that look identical. If they did not look identical, it would show something else whenever I clicked on state 1, 2, or 3. Let me give you an example. If I go to state 1 and double click my text box and double click it again and delete some of it, and I'll just make sure that it's adjusted to the left, aligned left. Then if we click again on this box and switch between the two slides, you'll see that something is happening. So let's say on state 2, I want state 2 when I open it up to write world version, but not 2.1. And I'll also want it to be left aligned. Okay, so that's the second state. And then the third state will be version 2.1. And this will be left aligned. Perhaps on the first slide as well, I want it to be this text right here, world, to be white, like that. On the next state, I want version to be white. And on the final state, I'll want 2.1 to be white. You know, you can make this in as many states as you want. So it could also be one letter just showing at a time, to finally bring it all, so you could see it all. So this is going to be white. Okay, so now let's see what the different states look like. State 1 is world, state 2 is version, world version, and state 3 is 2.1. So the animation is going to look actually something like this. And how do I make this live so I can see it in my document? I'll just go to my designed object, and here I'll choose for this multi-state object. If it doesn't show in designed object the option to make it a slideshow, it's because you need to click outside your object, because then it's because you have one of the states selected instead of having the entire multi-state selected, and then it will show something else in designed object. So I need to go outside my object and then click in on it again, and then the object type it suggests should automatically be slideshow. Oh, by the way, if you're using CS6, I don't think you can make slideshows like this. Anyone using CS6? Okay, super. Perfect. Because in CS6 you had to make it in HTML inside of magplus, and that's only fun if you know a lot about programming. Okay, so I've chosen it to be slideshow, and this should not be user swipeable. It should not be so they can swipe the letters forth, because it needed to be an animation. So I'm gonna choose for it not to be user swipeable, and it should not show a slide indicator as well. That means that you can see that there's these points below the area showing that this is animation 1 of 3, this is animation 2 of 3, this is animation 3 of 3. We don't need that. And okay, so if we wanted to loop, it will just continue to show from state 1, 2, 3, then go back to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I don't want that either. It's just when I open this page up I want it, and of course I want it to autoplay. You figure it out? Okay. Okay. And perhaps this could be fade. Let's just there's different types of transitions. It's either gonna be a slide or it's gonna be a fade, where it's you know, a fade over. So let's see if this works. I'm gonna save my file, gonna save it, and then I'm gonna try to fast review it. I'm gonna go to my reflector app to see if it works. I'm gonna try setting it to a slide. It should oh yeah, I set the interval to 10 seconds, that's why. Okay, the interval should of course not be 10 seconds, because yeah, now I can see that it's written it all. The interval of course should be set to something low, so it doesn't take forever to change. It can be set all the way to 0.1, so it can be really fast, or it can be, you know, kind of fast. So perhaps set it to 0.5, and we'll try that. So I'll just click save and then go to fast review. So you see that way you create an animation. Did you see it? Or was it too fast? Peter's MacBook. What the? What's happening now? Am I reflecting someone else's computer? Is that one of you? What the? Oh my God! I'm reflecting someone else's.
Now we can see his slideshow. Maybe.
What the fuck? How do I turn this off? Close connection. So it automatically reflects someone else's. I need to see it. I can actually hack people's screen on this. Okay, man, I need to figure out how that is done. Okay, sorry, that was just a bit cool. To create a slideshow, what we'll need to do is we'll create, let's say, 3 pictures that's going to be part of the slideshow. We can say copy to this. There's 1 picture box. I want 3 picture boxes. It's a good idea that these picture boxes are the same size. So I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to say edit, paste in place, and again edit, paste in place. So that way I have 3 boxes on top of each other, and I can find these inside of, inside of my B slides main content. Now all 3 of them should be selected. So I'm gonna group them. Actually, I'm not gonna group them. That was just to test you. Instead of grouping them, I'll go into object states and I'll create a new state. And it will make all of these 3 into a group itself, object state group. So when this group is created, I can put pictures into every state. In order to put pictures into the first state, I need to be located on state 1, then double click it. When it's double clicked, you can see that you're working inside of it by it showing like a object frame down in object states. And then you'll just click File, Place, and you'll find some picture to put in there. I think this one will be good. So I want this picture to be located in here. And I'm just gonna, use my InDesign features to make it smaller, to fit inside of this area. Oops. And perhaps whoa. It actually almost fit totally in here. Okay, so this will be picture 1. Then I'm going to go to state 2. I'm going to double click state 2 on the InDesign document, and I'm going to say File, Place. And then I'll find the next picture, this one, and I'm just going to, make sure that it auto fits proportionally, and I'm just going to perhaps make this a bit bigger, just to fit the right area in here. Okay, and so I'll click the object state again, go to state 3, double click it, find the next picture, and choose for it to, fit it somehow. And yeah, like that I can just rearrange the order it's in. Perhaps I want the eye first, then this other one. Doesn't really matter what name they are called. It's just the order you put them in here that will determine which procedure they come in. Okay, so in order to make this a slideshow that's with scrollable content, you can go to Designed Objects and just click once outside, click once inside. Then it will suggest that this will be a slideshow, and the transition will be slide. You're going to be sliding through it. It will be user swipeable, otherwise it's a bad slideshow. And perhaps you will want to let it show the slide indicator, just so people can see that this is actually an area where you can swipe in order to see several pictures. And you can decide how it will look. Yeah, let's say I want it to be shown in white. And loop, that's if we want to be able to, after having slide to the end of the slideshow, we can continue sliding and it will start all over. So I'm going to loop it, and it's not going to autoplay because I don't want it to, change pictures now and then. I want to be able to do that myself. I could put it to do both. I could set it to change pictures every 10 seconds, but also be swipeable. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save, and I'm going to export. No, sorry, fast review, of course. This way, we have the animation at the top. Oh, I forgot to, sorry, I forgot to, I'll just go back, whoops, and then we'll see it again. The animation at the top works. Okay, so this slideshow, you see, there's these small dots down here, and I told it to be shown in white. It's much easier to see on the actual tablet because it's bigger. And that means you can actually slide. And it's a very smooth transition. The slideshows on magplus look very nice. It's not like it's lagging or anything like that. So these slideshows are really, really nice. And you can put as many pictures in as you want. Yeah. So that's how to create animation, simple animation, how to create a slideshow, and how to create a jump to So now let's watch a video about using the production tools. Bye bye.